Welcome to Brews and News, presented by the Summersville Area Chamber of Commerce. In case this is your first time with us, I will explain a little about Brews and News. This quarterly gathering was started about a year ago as a way to allow businesses and organizations to come together, share tips and tricks of the trade, and subsequently to help us all to grow and prosper as one. I would like to start today with a quick update from the Chamber. I will then turn it over to our wonderful host this morning, John Anderson from GDB, and then we will open the floor up for discussion. We would love to hear about any updates you may have, upcoming events, or even if you have questions or a need for your business. If you'll look on the table, I actually decided to hand out a packet of photos from all of our events that have occurred recently, simply because words do not do them justice. So we'll start with that first one. Just last month, the Chamber hosted our third annual Back to School Bash. Partnering with the Rotary Club, we were able to offer free swim to the community throughout the day. We then had 21 vendors set up at Veterans Memorial Park that evening to hand out school supplies and personal hygiene products, play games and activities with the children, and give out their business information to families. We had a total of 197 children attend. They made their way around booths, and nobody left empty-handed. It was great to see the smiles on the children's faces, but also to watch this event meet our goal of connecting businesses with our community. So that first page there is just a collage of all of our photos from the Back to School Bash. September started out with a bang as we kicked off the Potato Festival again this year with the Taste of Nicholas County. This is another event geared toward helping our members connect with potential customers. This year, we had 10 food vendors offer samples to event goers as they competed for the coveted award of Fan Favorite. At the beginning of the night, a panel of 10 judges sampled the vendors' potato dishes in a blind taste test as they had the very difficult task of awarding this year's Best Potato Dish and Best Potato Dessert winners. We had 4 excellent local artists take the stage at the beautiful Kirkwood Winery. This year, we had over 250 guests attend. That made this the most successful taste so far. So that next page, again, you have a collage there, just of photos from the taste. And then you'll see the Fan Favorite Award. That was Dinner Time and Maloney's. And then that last one is our winner of the Best Potato Dish and the Best Potato Dessert, which was Coal Miner's Daughter. She actually won both. Just a few days later, the Chamber Board was busy again, but this time we were hiding potatoes. Every year, the Chamber proudly partners with the Nicholas County Potato Festival to host the annual Spud Hunt and Sack Race. A total of 57 children hunted potatoes donated by Jackson's Meat Shop, and then competed in a potato sack race to win prizes. This year, we had small consolation prizes for each kid, so everybody walked away a winner. And you'll see the collage of photos there. You can see the golden potato winners. Down at the bottom is some of our winners as well. And of course, the sack race pictures are always fun to look at too. Even though the 2024 year is winding down, the Chamber still has several events coming up. If you have attended a Nicholas County sporting event this fall, you probably have noticed the shirts flying into crowds of screaming fans. Our school spirit t-shirt sling runs from football season through basketball season at Summersville Middle School, Nicholas County High School, and New Life Christian Academy, and promotes sponsoring businesses by announcing them during the sling and placing their logos on the backs of t-shirts, as well as displaying them on a banner at each event. In just a few weeks, we will be decorating the stage of Old Main Auditorium in red, white, and blue as we host Meet the Candidate Night to allow the Nicholas County area to be properly informed before marking their ballots in the upcoming election. In October, you will see our Chamber Board in the community passing out Halloween candy as we support member events in our area. In November, you will find the town decorated in pink as we host Pink Weekend, a fun way to persuade buyers to shop local this holiday season. The first week of December, you can join us at Veterans Memorial Park for Summersville Behind the Scenes, where you will hear an update from the Chamber, the CVB, the City of Summersville, and the County Commission as they wrap up another successful year and look into the future of our area. We will round out this year with our biggest event, stretching over 5 days and bringing in thousands of guests to the Summersville area. The Winter Classic is a second-year event, this time hosting 62 teams from all over the state. Our goal is for this event to be an economic driver for our businesses and our community. Last year, an economic impact study conducted by West Virginia University conservatively showed that the Winter Classic brought in over $100,000 of outside Nicholas County money into our area. We hope to see that number increase every year. But the economic impact of this event isn't bound to just those 5 days. The greater Summersville area is blessed with world-class scenery, elevated by its wonderful businesses and friendly citizens. We believe that once we bring people here once, they will want to come back. So if you look at your Winter Classic information there, this is a collage of last year's event. We have pictures of the games. We also have halftime shows, awards. It's just 5 days of a lot of fun. And then you'll see the next page there, that's your current schedule. We have packed in 45 games, I believe, into 5 days. So we literally start before the sun comes up, and we're there until after it goes down. And those teams come from as far north and as far south as you can get. That last page is our sponsorship packet. Like I said, this is 5 days. It's jam-packed. We need all the help we can get. That's not just financial help. If any of you are interested in volunteering, I know Ashley would love to have some volunteers as well. So get with us if you'd like to sponsor the event or just come out and help. So finally, like I said, there's not enough time this morning for me to tell you everything that we do at the Chamber, but I did leave our membership packet here, which kind of goes into a little bit more detail about our ribbon cuttings, our health plan, and things like that. So, does anyone have any questions? That was a lot. Any questions for the Chamber? No? All right, I will turn it over to John Anderson, owner of GDB.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Glad you're here. We're happy to host any event that goes on in the community. Lindsay asked me to speak a little bit in 5 to 10 minutes or so we'll see how long it takes. I generally go pretty fast with stuff, but give you a little history of things we do and when we started and how we started and things we got going on and typically do. We've been here about 4.5 years. We opened March of 2020. First couple of years was kind of tough, but we plowed through and kept on going. So, you know, things that we offer here. As you can see, we have the coffee bar over there. We have coffees, teas, sodas. Things we try to do here as well is keep everything as local as we can. We have a local roaster, Cherry River Roasters, that does our own blend that we have here, our Gaddam medium roast coffee blend. So it's only available here. We have wine as well that we offer at Kirkwood. We have a good selection of Kirkwood local wine. We have beer. We started brewing our own beer about 1.5 years ago, March of last year. We finally got our brewer's license. So I've got a little brew room downstairs. I typically try to have about 6 of mine going with 3 or so of my own brews on tap at one time. I think at one point over the past 6 months we looked and we've had over 250 different draft beer on tap featuring 50 different breweries around. And we try to keep as many of those local breweries as we can. You know, Fayetteville's got a couple. We got Free Folk over there. Bridge Brew Works are the closest ones. We have Peddler Tap Takeover, Kerber Tap Takeover. You know, we have Mountain State Brewing in Morgantown. So and that field of breweries is growing around the state as well. So we got that going on. As far as food, we try to make everything in-house here. Amy does a good job for us over there with trying to do that. She prepared everything this morning for the refreshments. One of the features that she really does well on is the cheesecake. So we typically have fresh cheesecake every week, different kinds going on with that. So the food, one of the couple things we do with that as well, we try to have food trucks up here when weather's good, give a little different variety with that. But also we tell folks that if you want to go to a local restaurant and bring their food in, we don't mind at all. We just ask you to bring your drink or buy your drinks from us. So we like supporting other local restaurants in that way as well. So that's kind of a highlight of the products that we offer. Some of the services that we offer too is that we rent the facility out or host events. We've had baby showers, weddings, rehearsal dinners. Rotary meets here on Wednesday mornings. The Nicholas County Community Foundation does their annual grant handouts here. We have a coffee trailer that we typically take around to some festivals. We were at the Potato Festival last week. Sometimes the soccer tournaments that they have up here, we take it up there for that. We've had meet and greets with some pharmaceutical places, and also economic tourism has met here a few times. We also typically try to have a couple fundraisers every year. We do one with, turns out pretty well in the spring with Young Life that turns out good. We have cornhole tournaments, and it's a pretty good fundraiser for them. And also Shop with the First Responder that's coming up the end of November, I think is when that's going to happen too. So that's some of the services that we offer. As far as activities, we try to do a lot of things that involve a lot of the community. We have bingo, we have music bingo, we have trivia on Tuesdays, we have live music typically every other weekend. We have karaoke nights, we have comedy shows, we have a book club that meets here once a month on Saturday mornings. It's typically about 20 to 25 people that show up for that. Sometimes that's too many, so they break out into smaller groups and have discussions on those. We have yoga on Mondays that meets here, about 6 o'clock on Mondays. Renee Rader does a paint night, typically the second or third Wednesday of every month, that she does that. So that's kind of a quick ballpark of everything that we kind of try to do here. Like I say, we try to keep everything in the community involved as well, as far as things for them to do. And we'd hear that a lot, that, well, there's nothing to do around here. Well, there's a whole lot to do around here. Sometimes you just got to look a little bit for it. And not only us, but a lot of the other local restaurants and things do a lot of stuff to involve the community as well, and do a lot of good work. So we're happy to be here and hope to have your support. So, any questions for me? All right. Thank you.
So at this time, we'd like to open the floor if anyone has any updates on their businesses that they would like to talk about. I know someone has something to say. Sarah, you wanted to say something? I'll just bring it to you, and you can actually just talk from here. Okay.
Hey, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Neff. I'm a financial advisor with Baird. If you Google me, it says I'm in Charleston, but I'm not. I'm here in Summersville. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today was I had started a Summersville ladies group here a few months back, and we were trying to host monthly gatherings for the ladies of Summersville. The main thing is to bring all of the women, mainly all the women together, but also support all of the local businesses. Elizabeth here has been generous enough to do our very first, host our very first Women's Month last month, and she's also doing it again this month here on the 24th of September. But we're also looking for different places around town to help host these events for the ladies to get together. And we're also using other, we had Effortless Events do a snack board for us at the last one. So we're just looking for other businesses to help bring all the ladies together, get us more involved in the community. So if you have any other events that are coming up that you would like us to announce or also partake in as the women's group, feel free to reach out to me. I have my business cards here with me too, so you can gather my information. But we're also looking for, if anybody would like to sponsor, whether that's food, snacks, or information, we're going to spend the first 10 to 15 minutes of each of these women's groups meetings just educating everybody about what's going on in town, whether that is something with real estate or events or finance, if you have sales going on at your business, those types of things. So if you ever have anything that's coming up, and we've got the next 3 months planned out already, but if you have anything coming up that would like to be announced, just give me a shout. Happy to do so. And invite all your friends and wives and spouses. We had a great time out at Kirkwood last month, so we're looking forward to doing it again here in a couple weeks. But thank you.
Do I have to talk into that? Okay. On the 20th and 21st of this month, we're getting ready for our 33rd annual Kirkwood Winery Wine and Music Fest. We're all set up and getting ready for all of that. I hope everybody comes out and enjoys some music, and some food vendors, craft vendors will be set up. And don't forget about the 5K race. All the proceeds this year for the 5K race goes to the Nicholas County Veterans Memorial Park Pool. So folks come out and run the race on Saturday morning. Sign-ups at 8:15. The race starts at 9 o'clock. So we hope everybody comes out and takes part in that as well. All those funds go toward the pool. Just looking forward to everybody coming out. We had a great time at the Taste. I hope that that continues to grow. I hope that our restaurants will continue to take part in that. We had a fun time.
Take this.
Take this out. Do you guys want to talk about your new business venture?
Yes, he does.
No?
You don't want to start it yet.
Okay. Do you have anything to say? No?
The county does.
Okay. I knew someone wanted to talk.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we've recently undertaken in the county commission is to do an internal audit and review on expenditures and try to cut those as much as we can. It's kind of maybe a little bit boring, but I hope you guys find some interest in it. But what we're wanting to do is be able to expand our services and have that not come at the cost of taxpayer dollars. So I was recently extended the privilege to get down and speak in front of it's the regional committee or state level committee on regional jail authority. And what we did is we went down and expressed our concerns about the rising costs of incarceration. Last year we spent $875,000 of your taxpayer dollars in a jail bill. That's 23 to 24. And the regional jail authority are proposing a rate increase that takes us from it's a three-tiered structure now that goes from $45 to $54 to $65, and they're wanting a flat $77 fee per day. That would take our last year's jail bill, I wrote a note down here real quick, from $875,000 to over $1.3 million. And the way I broke it down to the jail authorities, I said we start out with $7.4 million. 1.5 of that goes straight to the Sheriff's Department, $1 million in employee health care benefits and retirement, and $1 million or $1.3 million in a jail bill. So we're peeling off about $3.7 million of our 7.4 right off the top. So we're doing everything we can with that. We're developing, Garrett, Commissioner Cole, Commissioner Chapman, and myself are working at the city, state, and federal levels to develop some partnerships, and we're hoping to pull in some funds via grants and just partnerships, things like that. Last year we had about $5.2 million come in our federal grants, and this year we're looking to apply and hopefully receive $3 to $5 million again. So the way I look at it is, over the past 2 years, that's $10 million of money that come into our county that was not taxpayer dollars. So we're out there trying to serve. I think we're a very engaged commission. We're all approachable. If you need anything from us, definitely we want to partner up with any of the businesses in town. If there's anything we can do, definitely let us know. Thank you.
All right, last call. Anyone else want to say anything?
You're all good.
All right.
I'm not going to
mess
stand
it
up. No, in a real exciting way last month, and I see a lot of faces that were there. We did the opening of the groundbreaking of the park. We're excited about that. We're waiting right now to go to construction bid, and of course we've got the financing already in place to back it up. Once we get that done, then immediately we'll go out to the banks and anywhere up to $12 million, we're looking to make the first big hit with the park, which is the mountain bike trails and the soccer complex. With that said, let me see if this text came through here. Because the other thing, it just dawned on me that Monday night, Gary gave an update, as he does every month, on the new businesses that we licensed here in the city of Summersville. So we need to make sure we get that to this meeting, because there was, I think there was a slew of businesses, but a lot of those are just like contractors hit and leave. But I think there were actually 6 new businesses, licensed businesses of people doing business in the city last month. So I'm seeing if I can get that list and let you all know what it was or who we licensed last month, new business in the city. But the other thing that's real exciting, and of course this is in partnership with the county, we're in real fast order going to bring together the visitor center, the new visitor center. And it's going to be another big hit for the area. Not only is it going to market all your business, but our area, all the amenities that we have to offer in the area. And so we're real excited about that. We're getting the committee together. And again, just like the park's being built by citizens. I can't thank Michael Young and Jeremy Bandy enough. They handled the first 2 committees. And literally, they're the ones that got in the weeds with the engineer. And you know, I said it in a joking way, but in a real way, if Jeremy Bandy had his way, that whole park would be a soccer complex. I mean, we had to whoa him. But that's what's neat about this community is it's such an engaging community. The partnerships and the collaborations is what makes it happen. It takes all of us. And so the visitor center, it's going to house I guess the city is going to own it, but the CVB is basically going to be the operating entity of it. And then it's also, in a very positive way, going to house the chamber and the Nicholas County Community Foundation. So when it's all done, it's going to be a great home for all of those. Another great piece, and you know, for our community. We're excited about that, and you know, and even the committee is going to do the design. We've got some design out there. Of course, at one time we thought we were going to have to move to a real small piece of property, so we had designed a 2-story building. Initially, we had the big piece that we showed everybody initially, but the committee will get down into the weeds and decide exactly what that building's going to be. And of course, I've already met with the chamber, and they're going to or the CVB, them, and we're going to have a chamber member on there. Everybody's going to get a chance to play a role in what that final building and piece will look like. The other thing I would like to hit today, because I've been real engaged with the Nicholas County Board of Education, and this is really something that's important to all of us. This is Attendance Month. As a matter of fact, we did a proclamation Monday night supporting the Board of Education Attendance Month. I and Gary both sat on a panel a couple weeks ago, and it was both mayors, county commission, many from the school board. Dr. Tom Show was on the panel. Dr. Stewart was on the panel. And we've got a real issue going on, and that's attendance of our children. And it's really scary when you get in the weeds of that. 1 out of every 4 kids misses school every day. Our rate is about 27%. Now, what's really scary is, you know, we're trending about right in the middle of where people are, but that's just not a Nicholas County issue. That's a state issue, and it's a national issue. It's something that everybody's dealing with, and of course, I think it's all been promulgated by coming out of the pandemic where everybody got used to staying home. The other thing too is one thing I realized after we had that panel that we missed, we probably should have had our legislators there because there's some things, unfortunately, it was shocking to me, and you can watch this. It was a piece that was done and taped by SCTV. The superintendent openly admitted that, you know, in that panel that guess what? The teacher's attendance is the same way. And of course, a lot of that has to do with some of the legislation that's been changed. Teachers used to be able to save their days, and at the end of when they got at the end of their career, they could use those days for retirement, for health care or longevity. And now they've taken that away. And so what that's done is that's put a real burden on it because, you know, they use them or lose them. And so, you know, unfortunately, I think it's going to be what most people would do is, you know, instead of building those days and not getting them, they use them. And so, you know, we need to start working with our legislators and thinking about reconsidering some of that legislation they did, because that really puts a hit on the school when, you know, now they're paying for the teacher and they're also paying for the substitute. Not only that, I've always been a proponent for school choice. And of course, not getting into the weeds of that, didn't really understand it. Now we've got the Hope Scholarship. So then I learned in that same panel that truancy is not what it used to be, because now what's happening is when kids are getting ready to go into the truancy process, their parent says, well, homeschool. And that's the way to get out of the truancy. So, and then what that does is the Hope Scholarship actually gives them $4,500. Now, that's not a check they get for $4,500, but that pays for their curriculum and whatnot. But when they choose to go homeschool, and it's shocked me how many, and I'm not going to repeat it because I don't remember the exact number, how many kids we've got in this county. And let me tell you something, homeschool's not bad. Some people homeschool, and it's a good program for their family and their kids. So I'm certainly not running homeschool down, but we also know we've got a lot of people on homeschool that shouldn't be on homeschool. And so what that does to the Board of Education, when a kid gets out and goes homeschool, they qualify to get in the Hope Scholarship, and the board loses $6,000 more because they're no longer getting that head count in the school system. So this is really going to be a community effort. You know, amazingly, I remember years ago sitting on the local school improvement council at the high school. I came away, and this was just right after the pandemic, and Candy was telling us what attendance was. And I carried that back to a Rotary meeting. That's when we were still meeting at Shoney's. And I announced that number, and I know everybody was just as dumbfounded as I was that it was that bad. But I think even I began to look at that, not that that's something I should be concerned about. Boy, the Board of Education's got a real issue. Well, what time is telling us is all those habits that are developed there are rolling right into the workforce. When we teach them early that it's not important to do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be, well, guess what? Now we look at our workforce, and we've got a lot of these same issues in the workforce. So the Board of Education, I'm telling you, I'm so proud of them because they are truly conveying, communicating, and wanting to partner and connect with everybody. What I think is important for all of us to know here, and kind of the piece that I handled on the panel, was not only from a city standpoint, but also a business standpoint, and that they want more businesses to collaborate and partner with the school. And that doesn't always mean money. So what you should think about as a business is partnering with a school, and that means even if you just can send an employee or two or yourself in every now and then to read to the kids or get involved in the school, that's what they're looking for. But really as a community, they have really put a super program, and I even thought about maybe it would have been good to have them here today, because each kid got a school calendar, and their goal is that kids don't miss more than 9 days in the calendar year. And each kid got a calendar, and it's got the months on it, and hopefully they track it, and so on and so forth. But really, this is an effort that's needed by all of us, and especially the business community. So I encourage people to reach out to the Board of Education, to your schools, and think about your business being a partner with a school. So.
All right, if nobody else has anything to say, John actually has some great refreshments back here, some coffee. You guys help yourself and then just mingle if you'd like to. Thank you guys for coming.